Welcome everyone to Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with Damon, the agent. We have another week. Today is September the 9th. Time is actually fine, y'all. September the 9th. I can't believe it. But we're live. We're here. And we're going to talk about all these topics today. I'm going to first talk about the various loan products, the FHA conventional and the VA loan. And then I also have a business spotlight with my digital creator and videographer, Sean Page, and his partner, Direct. And we're going to talk about the various things, what they do, what they offer, and some of the things that they've done for me. And then also, we're going to be ending it by talking about the lack of commitment and the unrealistic expectation that goes on in the world today in various aspects. So, without further ado, let me begin with my real estate topics like I always do. First of all, I want to talk about the most popular products when it pertains to when buyers are buying a home. Most buyers today, they have to get a home loan. And the various home loan products that are offered to them are the FHA loan, the conventional loan, and the VA loan for most borrowers. There is a thing called a jumbo loan and construction loan as well too, but that's a different subject. 90% of the people use a FHA loan, a conventional loan, or a VA loan. A FHA loan is a Federal Housing Administration loan. It is a government loan in which the minimum down payment is 3.5% of the purchase price. I'm going to keep these numbers rather low just to make it simple for people. So let's say, because the prices that I'm going to say, a lot of the properties these days are not priced at 100,000, but I'm just using 100,000 so people can get the clarity as far as how the loans are used. And then again, with the FHA loan, which is the Federal Housing Administration loan, 3.5% is the minimum down payment. So on a $100,000 loan, 3.5% will be $3,500. Okay. So with that being said, the higher the loan product goes up, the more that a person will be putting down because it is a percentage. So again, 3.5% is the minimum down payment. Now with a FHA loan, there are a lot of restrictions with that loan as well too. Because it is a government loan, that when an appraisal is done on a particular house that's using an FHA loan, they have a long checklist that they must abide by. For example, when buying a house that needs a lot of repairs and stuff, some people think using the FHA loan that they can just buy the home and they can just use the loan. But the appraisals a lot of times will determine whether or not there's a certain amount of repairs that are needed for that particular property. If so, they would normally convert that FHA loan over to what is called a FHA 203K loan. Now, with that being said, is people say, what's a 203K loan? A 203K loan is a renovation construction loan. It's when people want to buy a property, and let's say if you buy something like a short sale or a house that needs a lot of repairs, you can still use the FHA loan, but just know that, for example, when I just gave that $100,000 for the purchase price, let's say you purchased it at $100,000, but there's $15,000 of repairs that need to be done. With the FHA 203K loan, your loan balance will be $115,000 because that $15,000 of repairs, that is factored into your loan. And the lenders always want to make sure that the house is considered livable before they will approve that loan. And with that being said, with the FHA loan, they have a long checklist that they must abide by when it pertains to the appraisal, when it pertains to the home inspection, when it pertains to the value of the home. And 3.5% is the minimum requirement on that. So because that is the loan product that's requiring the least amount to put down, they have a higher guideline as far as requirements when it pertains to the buyer going to settlement. Now we're going to talk about the next one, which is the conventional loan. This one is a very popular loan. A lot of people tend to use this loan for many reasons. With a conventional loan, the minimum requirements have changed over the years. At one point, the minimum requirement used to be 10%. Nowadays, you have conventional loans that will go down as low as 3.5%, depending on the lending institution. But in some cases, you have a lot of the lending institutions that go down as far as 5%. So nowadays, a lot of conventional loans that are being offered to buyers, a buyer only has to put 5% down. Now, 5% compared to 3.5% is a 1.5% difference, but it's a huge difference when it pertains to buying a property. Like I had just previously mentioned with the FHA loan, that if there are repairs and things that need to be done, there's a checklist that must be checked off, and these things must be repaired prior to the buyers going to settlement with an FHA loan. With a conventional loan, they don't have that type of restriction. You'll have much more leniency when it pertains to buying a house that needs repairs and things like that. So, for example, a conventional loan is a loan where you're putting a little bit more down. You're putting 5% or more. And the reason why I say 5%, because a lot of institutions these days offer a 5% conventional loan. If you're doing 10%, and in some cases, if you're doing a second or an investment property, some lenders will make you put 20%. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're just going to talk about the 5 to 10%. Now, when it pertains to, like, let's say if a buyer is buying a FHA, I'm sorry, if they're buying a condo or a townhouse, in many communities in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, especially in Maryland, a lot of these condos and townhouses, they have these delinquency rates in which you cannot use an FHA loan with these particular properties, but you can use a conventional loan. And the delinquency rate is this. For the condos and the townhouses, they have to pay a monthly condo fee and a monthly HOA fee with a lot of the townhomes. The delinquency rate is when the homeowners in that community, when there's a percentage of the homeowners who have not paid or been current on their monthly fees. So when that has happened, that's when it turns around and the delinquency rate comes up to the point where FHA guidelines will not allow for the FHA loans to be used. But with a conventional loan, you can use that with the townhouses and with the condos without those restrictions that the Federal Housing Administration loan has. A conventional loan gives you much more freedom when it pertains to your buying power. Like I said, they have some conventionals that go down as low as 3.5%, but most of them these days are 5%. And even though it's a 5% compared to 3.5%, it's a 1.5% different, but it opens up your buying power so much more when you're out there buying, especially if you're looking to buy a condo or a townhouse. So keep that in mind when you're out there looking for homes. If you're looking at townhouses, if you're looking at condos, and if you're using an FHA loan, please know that you have restrictions on what you can buy with an FHA loan. You do not have those restrictions with a conventional loan. A conventional loan gives you much more freedom. And also, let's say the property needs repair. With a conventional loan, the appraiser is only looking for the value of the home. So you can actually buy a foreclosed property with a conventional loan, and then let's say it has holes and all these other things. With that property, with a conventional loan, they don't care about the holes and all those other things. They do factor in the square footage, they do factor in a lot of things in the house, but they're looking more so at the value of the home with a conventional loan. With an FHA loan, they're looking for more than it. They want it to be livable. You have to be able to move in once you go to closing with an FHA loan. With a conventional loan, you do not. And then also another thing with the FHA loan, when it pertains to people like your uncle, cousins, brothers, and people who are painters or contractors and stuff, the FHA loans are not going to allow you to use them unless they're on a list by the FHA guidelines. If they're not on this list, this contractor list, you can't use them to do repair. With the conventional loans, you can use whoever you want to repair. And we're going to go over to the VA loan. The VA loan is a veteran administration loan. It is for most people who have served in the armed forces. So if you served in the Navy, Army, Air Force, or Marines, this is the loan product that most of them are offered. And with the VA loan, there is no down payment whatsoever. So with most VA buyers and everything, they don't have to put any money down. The government is trying to look out for them, for them serving the country. So when it pertains to home ownership and everything, it makes it much easier for them. They do have to pay a VA funding fee though, which is not that much, but they have to pay that with their loan, and because of that, they don't have to put any money down whatsoever. Yes, Coast Guards. I see somebody mention Coast Guards. Yes, it's all veterans. The VA loan is for all veterans. So all veterans who have served in the armed forces. And then another thing with the VA loan is the buyer does not pay for a termite inspection. The seller is supposed to pay for a termite inspection when using a VA loan. So, for example, the buyer does not have to put any money down with a VA loan. They have to get the home inspection. Of course, they have to pay for that, but they do not pay for the termite inspection. The seller has to pay for that. Now, if any treatments come up required because of the termite, if it is not termite related, the treatment is negotiable as far as who pays for it. The seller does not have to pay for any treatment such as carpenter bees, beetles, or anything like that. Now, if it's termite related, yes, the seller has to pay for the treatment for that because they have to pay for the termite inspection. That expense cannot and does not fall on the buyer when using a VA loan. So again, just keep in mind that a VA loan for those veterans, and here's another thing too. Most people who have served in the armed forces, they are given a VA certificate. They can use that at any lending institution. They don't necessarily have to use it at the primary credit unions such as Navy Federal, such as USAA. They do not have to use it there. They can use it anywhere. They can use it at, let's say, Bank of America. They can go to a mortgage broker and use it there because, you know, a lot of times people try to shop around for the best interest rate. So because of that, they try to basically, you know what I'm saying, I would suggest to always shop that around if you're trying to get the best. Now, if you have A1 credit and you already bank with a credit union, yeah, just go through them. It's easier. And sometimes people always go with what's more convenient for them. But again, with a VA loan, with your VA certificate, you don't necessarily have to use the credit union that you've always been using while you were in the armed forces. You can always use any lending institution. All they need to do is see your VA certificate, and then you qualify to get a VA loan anywhere. So those are the various different loan products. The FHA loan requires a minimum of 3.5% down. The conventional loan requires a minimum of 5% down and up. Sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it can be 20%. And the VA loan product does not require any money down whatsoever. These are all great loan products. It is always contingent to the person, you know what I'm saying, to each his own, and that's to each buyer. Some buyers may not be able to do a conventional loan. They have to do an FHA loan. And some people who want that freedom and flexibility might want to do a conventional loan. So a lot of times when you speak with your lender and also your realtor, they can always guide you to which loan product will be best for you as a buyer, and then what your goal is. Like, what are you trying to do? How much your monthly mortgage payments are going to be? And then again, the VA loan is always a perfect one where you don't have to put any money down. Now, even though you don't have to put any money down with a VA loan, when you submit an offer, you still have to put down a EMD, which is an earnest money deposit. That EMD is giving credit back to the buyer with their closing costs, because they still have to pay closing costs. So if they put $1,000 down when they make an offer using a VA loan, that $1,000 is going to be giving credit to them at the end when it pertains to going to settlement for closing costs. And the same thing when it pertains to the FHA loan, the conventional loan. Whatever you put down for your EMD, you're giving credit towards your down payment. So if you put down 1% with the FHA loan, you normally have to put 3.5%. When you go to settlement, you're only going to pay 2.5%. And the same thing with the conventional. You're just paying the difference. So I hope you all understood those loan products that I just broke down for you all. But I'm going to recap at the end of this podcast. And if you always have questions, you can always contact me. So I am going to be bringing on some special guests of mine. Guys, Sean Page and his partner Direct. They are digital creators and videographers. Give me 1 second, you all. I will be right back. Hello, fellas. How are you all?
Yo, what's up, Damon?
What's up, man? What's going
Yeah,
on?
nothing. Everyone, I want you all to meet these dynamic duo right here. These guys are great when it pertains to videography, photography, and just all their drone services and everything. I've used Sean before. I actually met Sean on one of my commercials, you all. Y'all know I have a couple of commercials out there. So a couple of years ago, I did a commercial. So the commercial I was flying, Sean did that for me. People like, when they saw the commercial, they said, "Are you flying?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yeah." I said they had the drone and everything doing it. Plus, you did a shot also for a couple of my properties. So let me just ask you a quick question. How did each of you get into videography and simul cinematography?
Cinematography.
Yeah,
Yeah, Damon, you was actually at my old house when you shot that commercial, by the way.
that was your house. Okay.
Yeah.
My old house.
Okay. All right.
I
Great.
just
Great.
wasn't there at the time.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But
great.
no, as far as cinematography, I started in middle school, man. I was teaching the teachers how to do stuff because I was so delved into it. Um, just by watching movies and television shows, I was always curious of how they made things the way that they made it. So I got into film, since middle school. Long
Okay. 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 So that's how long has that been? Since like what, like 20 years or something?
man. I graduated high school in '98, so
Okay.
people can do the
Okay.
math.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I graduated in 91, so a couple of years before you.
All right.
So, Sean, what about you?
Uh, my journey has been interesting. It really started when I traveled. So I was in Alaska. I think 2000. I don't know. About 6 7 years ago, and I got I got a camera. I just started playing around with it, doing pictures, and then gradually started doing experimenting and started doing video. Um, Pictures were great, but video just seemed like it was a bit more intimidating, so I didn't do it at first. But you could do a lot more with it. You could really tell your story with motion. The photographs are great, but the video was just like it hit differently. Um, so that's how I got into it. I got into it a few years ago when I was traveling. I was deployed out in Alaska on assignment.
Okay, okay, that's good. The thing is though is when I was younger, you remember the old VHS tapes?
Hmm.
I used to do a lot of stuff with my VHS. I used to have two VHS tapes to my TV, and I used to be recording like I used to have like these Michael Jordan stuff and everything. I used to create these tapes off of going for back to back. So I wouldn't even know what to do nowadays and stuff because I haven't done any of those things in years and stuff. So how did you guys meet?
We met what, like 4 or 5 years, 6 years ago.
Hmm.
I think
It's
it's
been
like
long.
four.
Yeah,
Uh,
about 4 or 5 years ago on set um a while back, working on some around the way projects,
Okay,
small short films and films and stuff. So
okay, that's good. So and y'all been working together all that time?
yeah, we recently formed Rec Focus. It's been like 2+ years now. Decided to get together, man. He's the guy in the sky, and I'm the man
Yeah, the
in the land.
drone. He has a lot of I've seen on his Instagram like the car stuff and everything.
Mhm.
So, and a matter of fact, I just posted one of his stories to my story. So if anybody's on it, they can check it out. But all that's tight, man. So when you're being business owner, do you feel like it's better to own your own equipment or rent it when you assist clients on their projects?
Sean.
I think owning is better. Um, renting is uh, Renting is very expensive because you gotta pay. They usually want 90% of the cost up front, and then whatever you have to pay daily. And then it also increases your overhead too. So when you own your own equipment, I think it makes more sense, and then also gives you more negotiating power when it comes to if I'm working with a client and maybe their budget is not like crazy, and I own the equipment, then I can work with them in that aspect. But just owning it, I think it's better to own your own equipment than rent.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely agree. You got to look at it too when you get projects. Some people might want something this weekend, It could be a Thursday. Then you got to call a company and say, hey, you got this camera, you got this light, I need it by Saturday. Oh, we don't have it available. So now it's stressing you out, trying to find this equipment for this shoot. And you can't really make any promises, but if you have it on site, you can rock and roll, whenever. So.
And I've noticed that the drone, like it's in a lot of like I have a question. I saw some of your postings on Instagram, and it was like these cars and stuff. Are they local or were they like in different states or something?
Sometimes a lot of it was local.
Okay.
And then some of it was out of state, which made it more interesting because sometimes you get tired of flying and seeing the same thing and whatnot. And during COVID is when I really got into it because I was home all day, so I wasn't really doing anything. I was working remotely, but you know how that is. The world was shut down.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just. They said, "Hey, come to Pennsylvania." I said, "Okay," and I went there, and it was like different people. So it made like flying fun again because it just wasn't the same spot, the same people, the same cars, and it just really helped perfect the craft, right? Because the more you do it, the better you get.
So I mean, if someone wanted to reach out to you all and everything, I mean, how will they do so? Like, besides, I mean, do you have any information? Like, if they need, like, explain to me what services you all offer people, and then how they can contact you all, and then normally what is the cost associated with the services?
We're pretty well-rounded, man. Sean kind of handles like the videography side, doing mad weddings, commercials for businesses. We kind of collaborate, or he does his thing or whatever. And as far as the cinematic side, we do filming, television shows, in the industry. And yeah, just pretty much anything a client needs. We're down to do it. As far as prices, prices are negotiable.
Right.
It depends on the person's project. We
Right.
don't have like a certain rate for just anything. We
Right.
sit down with our clients and see what it is that they want. Some people might want a music video, and they might want fireworks or some type of crazy drone shot. So we got to talk about the cost of what everything is going to cost to do that. Or some people might want something basic. So we work with our clients, and we try our best to bring out their project and what they need. So
yeah, I'm not a basic guy. I want the extra.
You want
the
the work.
I want all the stuff. Matter of fact, I hired you all. You all are going to be doing my client appreciation party in October, like October 15th. I have a client appreciation party I'm giving to my past and present clients, and I got a lot of stuff going on. So you all are going to be doing that. I like all the fireworks and all. You know what I'm saying? Just give me all the glory. I want it all to be memorable and stuff like that. So out of all your equipment, what is the piece of equipment that you cannot live without?
Go ahead, Sean.
Dang, man. I'm gonna say so that video I just tagged you in when I was freestyling over the cars. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the FPV. It's the goggles you wear on your face. I couldn't live without that.
Simplify that for the viewers. Like, for example, all they see, like if they go to my story and they see that, all they're gonna see is like it looked like a drone following a car.
Hold on one second. Go ahead, girl.
Well, mine would be this right here. It's made by Filma Bags, and this is actually a bag that you could put around your neck. You put the camera on the inside, and this thing can pretty much just squish or manipulate itself in any type of way to steady the camera while I'm filming with the big cam. So yeah,
that's interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's nice and light, it's compact, it's very versatile. I can get in any little crevice, corner, or maneuverability with it. So
they love him too. Every time he posts something, they be tagging him.
Yeah, Filma Bag. They're out of Mexico. Big shout out to Filma Bag. So
yeah, man, it's super essential. So here's what it looks like. Thank God for the green screen. But this is like what you wear on your face.
Okay.
Like this. And you can see what the drone sees in real time. And this is the drone with the camera on it. So like when you're moving that fast, you like I know you see drones that fly, they kind of slow and they don't have goggles on, they got like a controller in their hand and they kind of control it and they can see it. But when you're moving at as fast as 100 miles per hour, you have to be able to see what's happening. And this would be my choice. I'd pick this over everything else, at least this first.
Yeah, that's interesting because I've always wondered what, like, when people are using drones, like, are they just like, how you just see it in the sky? So
Mhm.
I figure, are they just controlling it like right here? But you actually telling me that with the camera, so you can see what the drone actually sees. So it's like you're looking down at the camera, going around the cars and doing all that with, which is tight. I mean, wow, yeah, that's amazing.
It's interesting because the director and I, we were on set the last like 4 days, and it was long, like back to back all day. And the last day we used the like the Inspire, the big drone. I think I used it before for your one of your real estate shoots.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the other drone that I would use. That's like the line you can like direct could see as the director. This is the angle I want. This is the shot that I want. So I can pretty much fly it the way that he wants it. He sees it in his head how he wants it to be done, and that's another common way of doing it. When I see you, I'll also show you some other stuff.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I like all that, I mean, because I always try to figure out how I can implement some things into my, to my business and stuff like that. I like to be different from everyone else. So
Right.
that's one of the things that I like. So what are the future plans for your company? I mean, I know it's a, relatively new, under 10 years, because you said about 6 years or something like that. So what are your future plans? Because when I see like y'all work online, I'm very impressed, and I'm not easily impressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I'll be looking like, okay, wow, that's tight and everything. So what are your future plans? What are your goals and plans for your company? Your company is rec focused. So what is the future for rec focus?
Yeah, we definitely trying to become a household name. The name speaks for itself. Try to make something where like you got McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. When you say that, you know what time it is. So when
Yeah,
you say see Rec Focus and you see the different design, logos, and
right.
you just know that RF, that those are those film guys. Those are guys with the drones, the guys with the cameras. They out there shooting, they're making TV shows, movies, commercials. They all over the place. So we definitely plan on being a household name. We're definitely tapping into the industry as well. We got a couple projects, they NDA purposes, but a couple of big projects coming. We just finished one, and one is coming at the end of the year, and a couple next year. So you definitely will be seeing this like going forward, like out there. It's getting out there.
So you'll do like the just explain everything that you'll do, like everything from top to bottom. Like, I mean, I know y'all do like acting and seminars and stuff like that, but just explain it so people would know, just in case, um, so people know. Like somebody's asking right now, what is your Instagram? So,
The Instagram is at rec focus.
put that there. Did I put that there? Yeah, I put it there, right there.
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. Director's interesting. He definitely has like vision. Like like the name of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
So rec stands for direct, and then focus stands for the focus lens, which is my our individual personal Instagram
Right,
accounts. But we merge them together,
right.
and the design is really unique.
Mm-hmm.
Even like how the logo is on my screen, it says RF, and the shirts have it backwards, and then like you can see it on his shirt.
Right.
Pretty much just like the same symbol, but like brand is so important, marketing is so important.
Yeah.
It's
True.
really great to you have a business partner who wants it just as bad as you do,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's good at things that I'm not good at, and I'm good at things that vice versa. So coming together, it's like the best of both worlds.
Right.
That's why I said in the beginning, he's the guy in the sky and I'm the man on the land. I'm the one holding the cameras and getting everything, and that's the fly boy. So
That's good. That's good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, because I'm looking forward to seeing some future projects of yours. And like I said, I mean, your Instagram is there. She found it because she just
Okay. Cool.
but for people to go in there so they can take a look at your work and to see you know, what you offer. So is Instagram the best way for someone to contact you all if they wanted to reach out for your services?
No, they can contact us through our website, www.recfocus.com. You can also give us a shout out and give us a call at 240-774-0705. That's our main number. And just get at us and let us know. We even got a chat box on the website. You know, you can hit us up and we'll get back to you with, you know, any questions and stuff you may have or events that you want to get filmed.
And what's that number again?
It's 240
Mm-hmm.
774
Mm-hmm.
0705. And that number you can reach out to myself or Focus. So.
Right. So all right, I just put it right there for people to, you know, reach out to you if they want your services or if they have any questions. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all again for the work that you have done for me and that the work that you're going to do next month for me as well too. Looking forward to working with you guys, and I wish you all much success. I hope that I get to see some more of those drones. Those drones with those going around them cars, those things excite me when I see those. I don't know what y'all be doing, what y'all filming, why y'all filming it, where y'all at. I just know it's at night. They spinning cars, the drones spinning and everything. Then you got the music playing with it. I'm like, shoot, I'll be having my popcorn looking at this stuff. So it's real loud for me. I'm like, okay, y'all doing it, wherever y'all at. So
man. Yeah, we got some great stuff. Yeah, man, I'm really excited for what we got going on. You know, the pandemic kind of slowed things down a little bit for everybody, but you know, I think we all recognize that COVID is here to stay, and life has to go on. So, like Eric said, next year is going to be really exciting.
Yeah. And you said y'all finishing up a project right now?
We just wrapped on a project. So,
what kind of project was it?
It's a TV show. It's a network TV show.
What's the name of it? Can you say it or you can't say it?
Not right now. NDA.
Okay.
NDA's been signed, but got some big name people in it. So.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, put me on one of them shows. Well, look, guys, I appreciate you all coming on and everything. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it again because I always like to do like follow-ups with people like months down the line. So in 2023, I'm gonna ask you all to come back on so we can see what projects you all are working on then, and then we can talk more about this, and maybe you can share then what the project is or what your past project was, which will be the one you just did, because by that time you probably be able to say it and stuff, so we can, you know, people can get more in tune to what's going on with Rec Focus. And you know, when they see drones out there and stuff, next thing you know, y'all gonna have y'all logo on the drones and they gonna know it's you, you know. So, so they're gonna really know when they see it flying over their house and everything. Like, what was that? You know, you know what I mean?
Rec Focus.
Exactly. So yeah, so I appreciate you all. I thank you all again. Again, they have the website www.recfocus.com. Phone number is 240-774-0705. And then also the Instagram is rec.focus. So they can just go to type in rec.focus, and you all should be able to see the project. And then for those who follow me on Instagram, they can just go to my stories and they'll see where the drone is following the car, and then you can go to their page and follow them. So you guys, I appreciate you all again. And let me see if I got any questions real quick. All right, well, that was it. So y'all have a great day. I thank you all, and we shall talk again soon, okay?
All right, dope.
Of course. And real quick though, also I wanted to say, good job, man. I like your podcast. I mean, I always watched it from my cell phone because, you know, I'm on the go a lot and I see it and I just check you out, listen to what you're talking about. And it's always like good free information. And then I also really appreciate like when you transition and you had Damon the agent and it was like the graphics and the sound, like
oh yeah. I believe in quality too. So
yeah, you can see it. I'm on my computer now, so it's you can see it. It's different on the phone. You know how it's so small. I'm like, yo, okay, this is not Damon. He took it up a few notches.
Yeah, man. I try to give everybody like, like information. I mean, everybody doesn't use me as a real estate agent, which I wish they did. But at the same time, sometimes I get people that are friends or colleagues. Let's say they didn't use me, but then they come back asking me questions after they didn't use somebody else. And I'm like, well, why didn't you use somebody else? Why are you coming to me now? But I don't try to turn them away and stuff like that. But you gave somebody else some money. You didn't give me no money, but now you're coming to me for advice and stuff. And then sometimes when I get the same questions asked to me multiple times, I'm like, okay, let me just put this out there and stuff like that. Like, people ask me about everything all the time: home inspections, EMD, you know what I'm saying? Just everything. So once I feel like it's a topic that needs to be discussed, or if I have repeated myself more than once in a week, then I say, you know what? Let me basically just go over here and just make it a video. So I titled my podcast Real Estate because I always want to begin about real estate. And then I do real life. And then the real life aspect, you know what I'm saying, is basically when I have a business spotlight like you all coming on, it's real life. And then I have real talk. So I always end it just talking about a trending topic or something that's just on my mind. Like when you'll go, if I'm gonna be talking about the lack of commitment and the unrealistic expectations of people.
Man, we deal with that all the time.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Really?
All the time,
Yes.
man.
Oh man. Well, look, give me your insight on it before I start talking about it because I'm talking about business,
Yep.
relationship. I'm talking about people who want their bodies right, but they go get surgeries and stuff like that. So give me your insight on it real quick.
No, with us, starting at point one, say you have a client or individual, they want to shoot an event, right? So this event, they're spending all this money because the event gonna be nice. They're spending all this money, but when it comes to video, they don't want to spend a lot, and to do that work, it might cost some money. So they go the cheap route, and get somebody to shoot it or whatever. And after that person shoots it for cheap, they don't like it. So you've wasted this cheap money that you spent on something you don't like. When you want it, you spent money for your whole event to be grand, but nobody can see the grandness of it. But you want to spend less. So I try to talk to people like, if you have Mercedes Benz money, would you go buy a Honda Civic?
Right.
If you want that Mercedes Benz, no, you wouldn't. You go get that Mercedes Benz if you have the money for the Mercedes Benz. So you get what you pay for. I mean, and that is true. You get what you pay for. You gonna buy a cheap tire to put on a car, or you're gonna put a long lasting wear and tear tire. That's gonna keep the car running.
And ironically, you speak about that because I was just telling someone this morning. They were telling me they were going to get some tires for their Honda. Okay, I have a BMW, so they were talking about for their Honda, and they were talking about prices. And they talked about, oh, I'm gonna get my tire from Walmart. And I said to them, I said, Walmart. I said, look, you don't drive that much, but I'm a quality guy. Okay. I said, I have to put quality on my car. I said, because cheap is cheap. And I said, people like to do cheap, but cheap ends up costing you more later. That's what people don't understand. They think they get cheap will get you by right now. Quality will make you last for a long time. So for me, I would rather buy one thing of quality than 10 cheap things. So when I was telling them, they were talking about getting tires and stuff. They was like, "Oh, for me to get my tires rotated and all this is 700 something." I said, "Oh, I said to me, that's cheap." I said, "My tires minimum for all that is 1,500." I'll say minimum. I said, "But here, this is what I said to him. Okay, what are you paying for? Are you paying for a quick fix, or are you paying for longevity, lasting?" And see, quality does that. Just like what you said with those clients, they want to pay for the cheap results right now, and then they're disappointed. Like you said, they got Mercedes money, but they want to buy a Honda and stuff. And that's just how a lot of people over. They want to spend as less as they can, but get as most as they can. The same thing goes on in real estate. And the fact is, though, is you cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? When it pertains to life and everything, my motto has always been quality over quantity. If you have that model and stuff like that, then stuff will show. Just like how Sean said he can see. I've always been a quality guy and stuff like that. So, like you said, if I got it to spend, I'm gonna spend. Now, if you don't have the budget, they don't have the budget for your stuff. then that's different. But people have the budget, but like you said, they want something next to nothing. So they have these unrealistic expectations.
Yep.
And which, yeah.
Yeah.
What you got to say about it?
And it's like nowadays, I mean, we've gotten to the point where we would just say no, you know, because we get the clientele that pay for what they want.
Right.
So, you know, we have no problem of saying no. And sometimes you just got to say no.
Yeah.
You know,
because you can't put a price on your time. See, that's what they don't understand. Your time cost as well, too, not just what you're doing, your time. So when they want to pay you nickels and dime and stuff, and you got other people paying you dollars and stuff, no, because even if you don't have theirs, guess what? You save your time, and you can invest your time into doing something that's going to get you those dollars later on. So that's what people not understanding.
That's why I say we deal with that, you know, on a basis, man, daily basis.
Man, listen, I do too. And the thing about it, though, it's so rapid these days in the world as far as everything is concerned. So I said, you know what? I said, I just need to talk about it. So I said, I'm going to talk about it.
Because I also compared it to, like, you know, the new iPhone 14 out, right?
It's out already?
Yeah. You know, you're going to go tell Apple, no, I don't want to pay $14.99 for my iPhone 14. You can't negotiate no prices with Apple. That's what they gonna do. They ain't gonna care because somebody else that really want it gonna get it.
Right.
So why do that with small businesses? Or I ain't even gonna say small business. Everybody's business is a big business. You know, there is no small business to me. You know, you could be selling tomatoes, oranges, and apples on the corner. That's not a small business. It's a business because that person that put that business together is big to them.
Right.
You know what?
Small business.
That's funny you say that. I bought some fruit from the farmers market on the side of the road, right? And the quality of the fruit tastes so much better than when you go to the Giant and everything is watered
down,
like a supply chain, right? It's really made for fast production of just getting it out, but not quality. Right, quality of life is really important, and it's funny you say that because it's a big difference. I was eating it, I'm like, why does these grapes taste so good? They don't taste like I just had some grapes that last 3 weeks ago, and it's just a big difference of the quality,
right?
And it was a little bit more pricier, but I would go and spend the money because it was such an experience, versus just I just want to spend bare minimum to get this done. And it happens a lot too, like Direct was saying, you got to just say no to the clients, and you got to you don't chase people either. You know how sometimes you hit people up and say, hey, I'm just following up on XYZ. If they really wanted something, right, they'll go and get it. You won't have to keep reminding them, keep asking them. Those days are over.
It goes the same in real estate too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say not on the buying side, but let's say on the rental side. Now a lot of people who want to get a rental, they have challenged credit because that's why they get rentals in the first place. They can't buy. So, and I'm just saying a lot of people, not all people. Some people have to do short-term moving and stuff. But it seems like with the rentals, when I've dealt with people who they have to pay admin fee, it's a broker fee, and it's only like $150. Some of them don't want to pay. A lot of them don't want to pay $150, right? And this is what I say to them: you won't pay $150 to me, but you'll pay a stranger for the application fee. You'll give a stranger the deposit of the, if you choose a property that you want to rent, you have to put down at least 1 month's rent. So let's say the rent is $2,500. You got to put $2,500 down. You got to pay $50 for an application fee. You would do this to a stranger, but the person who helping you out, you want to be combative, and you know what I'm saying? So again, it's people's mindset and how they feel about they can get over on you or think they can get over to you. And then sometimes they think, like you said, you got to tell people no and stuff like that, because to me, time is money. And that's what people need to understand. Time is money. Well, when you go on a job, they pay you hourly. And when you're an entrepreneur and stuff like that, you have to produce. Time is money. So when people don't understand it, then you don't value my time. You don't value me. You don't value my service. Therefore, okay, there's other people. But then, like I said, to you all, Then I got people who coming to me after they use somebody else. Like I give you a quick example, then I'm gonna let y'all go. I got a guy I grew up with. Now he was supposed to been buying a house through me, but then I found out earlier this year he bought one through his family member, his cousin. He was like, man, if I didn't buy one through them, I would never heard from him. And I said, okay, I understand it's family. You know what I'm saying? So then last week you're like, oh man, you got to stop past the house and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I got these issues going on right now with my sump pump, and then outside my drainage is going on. So I say to him, I said, well, did you get a home inspection? He said, yeah, we got a home inspection and everything. I said, okay, so before this is what I said to him. I said, before you went to settlement, did you do a walkthrough? He was like, yeah, we went to the property. I said, but when you did your walkthrough, did you check off what was supposed to have been taken care of? Because he said the seller was supposed to take care of everything. He said, how will I have known? This is what he said. How will I know? I said, well, your agent should have known. I said, then you say this to your cousin or somebody? I said, well, your agent should have known to look out for these things that are on the checklist that they said they did. So I said, so how do you know? Because he was talking about the drainage thing, he was supposed to do it. I said, well, how do you know it was done? I said, what did you see? I said, what did you all do when you went to the property to do the walkthrough? He started thinking. He was like, we ain't do nothing. I said, oh. I said, but that's your cousin, right? That's what you chose, right? Yeah. And then I said, and then he said, yeah, man, all this stuff that I'm getting tallied up, man, it's gonna cost me about $5,500 or something. He said like that. And I said, guess what? If you would have used me, you would have saved money. Because not only would you not have paid for that and stuff like that, I don't know what else went on, but I probably could have negotiated that for you as well too. But here's the thing. People come back to you after the fact. They don't value your time. They don't appreciate you and everything, but then they want your services after they done went and chose somebody else. And that's why sometimes I always look at it, it's just karma. Because even when they don't choose me, somebody else gonna choose me. You understand what I'm saying? So it don't matter and stuff. But people don't seem to get that concept, and then they'll come to you later on after they let somebody else do some poor work, complaining what they want you to do. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Yeah, man. All the time.
Yeah. But I'm not going to hold you all. Again, I appreciate you all. I thank you all. I'm going to have y'all come on again in 2023. Sean, we're going to talk soon. And then on top of that, I'm going to see y'all in, what, a month or something like that?
Yeah.
September 15th.
Okay.
I mean, October the 15th. Yeah, October 15th. So, but y'all have a great day. I appreciate y'all again. You know what I'm saying? And y'all information is there. People, check out recfocus.com and call 240-774-0705 and go to Instagram and type in rec.focus.
All right.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Thank you all.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too. All right, later. All right, y'all. That was Sean and his man Direct. They're good guys. They do a lot of cinemas, do a lot of video graphics, and also photography and stuff. But check out their website and also check out their Instagram so you can get more as far as what they have to offer. They do great stuff. I've had them to do my video, if you go to my YouTube, which the link is on there, and please subscribe to the channel. But if you go to my YouTube and you click on it, you'll see that video, that commercial that I shot a couple of years ago. I'm actually bald headed in that commercial, and it looks like I'm flying and stuff. They did that. You know what I'm saying? People always say, oh, did I come through save the day? Yes, I came through and saved the day. That's what I'm known to do. Save the day. Okay. Now we're going to talk about our next subject, which is the lack of commitment and the unrealistic expectations of people. Now, this hits on so many platforms, but I'm going to talk more about three. I'm going to talk about when it relates to your body, working out, exercising. I'm going to talk about relationships, and I'm going to talk about business, okay? So let me begin. The lack of commitment that so many people have today when it pertains to working out, but yet they want this summer body. They want, you know what I'm saying, this body that's going to get all this attention from people or whatever it is and stuff. It's unbelievable the unrealistic expectations that people have. You know, it's gotten to the point where people are having surgery out here for lipo, for BBLs, for whatever it is that they want to do. And don't get me wrong, in some cases, the lipo might be for health issues or health reasoning and everything. But I've seen so much in the past year where people have actually passed away due to liposurgery, due to the BBLs and everything. And I've talked and heard people say, "Oh, I'm going to get when I get some money, I'm going to get lipo, I'm going to get this and everything." And to me, why not just work out? Why not just do what you need to do? But the sad reality is people have a lack of commitment of doing these things, and they want instant results. Instant results to get their body what they perceive or believe they want it to be, so you can get attention from strangers. If you're not doing it for you to be healthier, then you're doing it for attention. And again, I think sometimes with that and everything, people really need to take a look at themselves, because what is the end results going to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, if people are consistent in what they do, they will get the results that what they want. That's in anything that they do. So let me switch it over to a relationship. The same thing. So many people out here have a lack of commitment to their partners, but they have an expectation of what they want from their partners. They want their partners to jump through hoops for them. They want their partners to kiss their ass. They want their partners to give them all this, whatever it is that they want, whether it's time, attention, money, or whatever. But they have no commitment to their partner. They don't give the same. They don't reciprocate the same. You know what I'm saying? People want to be treated like kings and queens while they are treating their significant other like a servant. It is the lack of commitment that they have to their partner that gives them the result of what they're getting. You know what I'm saying? I recently had a client of mine, and they are reconciling, together and stuff, which is good. You know what I'm saying? I believe in working things out if you can work things out and everything. They've decided to make a commitment to each other. And when I say they decided, a lot of times in what we do in life, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's being in a relationship, it is a decision that you have to make, and you have to stick to your decision regardless of what's going on. The problem is with so many people in the world today, so many people are so emotional to the point that their emotion spills over in everything that they do or that they don't do. You know what I'm saying? So the same when running a business. A lot of people start a business, the business is not doing what they hoped or expected, then they stop doing the business. Just like I'm gonna use real estate, for example. I've been doing this for 17 years. I've known people who got into real estate when things started to get rough, they got out of real estate, and then when things started to get better, they jumped back into it and stuff like that. They didn't have the commitment to stay doing the whole time. I've known people who jumped out the business for 10 years and come back. You understand what I'm saying? No commitment. And you might get a success here and there and stuff like that, but it's still no commitment and everything. You have to have a commitment in all that you do, whether you're working out, whether you're in a relationship, or whether you're running a business. You have to have a made up mind to do these things. The problem is nowadays, people minds is not made up on anyone but themselves. I'm sorry, we live in a selfish society. Most people only think about me, 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 and they don't think about anybody else. And they feel like, well, I gave that person all of this and stuff. I ain't doing that for nobody else. And I understand, but that's your hurt talking. See, instead of you becoming better, you're bitter, whether you realize it or not. This for men and women. You know what I'm saying? That's why some guys can go in a marriage and get divorced and say, oh, I ain't never get married again, because you know what I'm saying, what they've been through and stuff. See, that's that person. Not saying that the next person going to do it, but that's that person. No, you have to make better decisions in the future, because you know what I'm saying, we have all been hurt by someone or something. But at the same time, though, you have to have a made up mind to be committed to the things in this world to get the results that you want. When it pertains to working out, so many people don't go to the gym. They'll start in January. Next thing you know, when Valentine's Day come and they done gone out to eat and got all those chocolates, they ain't working out no more. Then they'll turn around when April comes, say they want to get a summer body. So then they'll go to the gym for a little while and stuff. And then they'll say, well, this the body they're going to get and everything. But it's no commitment. You know what I'm saying? Same thing in relationship. They get a nice spouse. treating them well and everything. And the problem with sometimes in relationships is people get so comfortable with the other person treating them well that they sit back and soak in all the treatment that they getting, but they never reciprocate it back. So then when that person realizes and they stop doing it, you think it's something wrong with them. No, it ain't nothing wrong with them. It's something wrong with you, because the fact is, though, is that person ain't just there to serve you. You're supposed to serve each other. But the problem is we live in a selfish society and people feel so entitled about certain things. Oh, no, I deserve this. They need to do this for me and stuff like that. Don't nobody need to do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Not even your parents. Once you become grown and stuff like that, it's up to you to do everything for yourself. When people are doing anything extra for you, I don't care if you're in a relationship, I don't care if you're on your job, I don't care if it's your parents. Be appreciative. But the problem is so many people do not even know how to show appreciation to those who love them. You understand? When people are being nice to you, doing stuff for you, taking care of you, you need to show some type of appreciation, because they don't have to. Like if something was to happen to them today, and they be gone tomorrow, you'll be regretful. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think a lot of times people need to take on the mentality, especially in a relationship, to treat the other person like you want to be treated. If you want to be treated good, treat that person good. And then if you ain't getting reciprocated, relate it to them and say, look, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm doing this. I ain't getting nothing in return. Because some people don't know how to reciprocate. You understand what I'm saying? Some people don't. And some people have never been treated good in their entire life, that when they've been treated good, they kind of surprised and soak it all in. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand, you have to have a commitment to each other. And you can't have unrealistic expectations, because unrealistic expectations, everything you see on the internet, TV, social media, that's unrealistic expectation. And then even when it pertains to running a business, y'all, running a business, understand that businesses are going to have ups and downs, ups and downs. Some businesses go straight across and they may blossom and boom, 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 like Apple. You know what I'm saying? You know, like cars like Tesla and Mercedes Benz, and you know, but all businesses don't always thrive. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a commitment to your business if you want the end result. You have to have a plan, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So with this lack of commitment that's out here in the world today, I think all you and everyone needs to write down, because they say make it plain. See, when you write it down, then you put it into the atmosphere. And when you put it into the atmosphere, that's when it becomes a reality. When you just have it in your mind, it's just a thought. It's not necessarily a reality for you. So write down your plans and also have a commitment and have realistic expectations, because there's so many people who have unrealistic expectations when it pertains to working out and their body, when it pertains to the relationship, when it pertains to running a business. So I think that you all should reflect on that, because I did. Now, let me recap real quick, going back to the beginning with the different loan products, the FHA, conventional, and VA loan products. The FHA is a 3.5% minimum down payment. The conventional is a 5% minimum down payment. And the VA loan is no down payment. These are very great loan products, y'all. Please check them out if you're looking to buy stuff. Always speak with a local lender, speak with a realtor and everything, and they can see which one is best suited for you, because you may not know, but most likely they'll know. And then also I had on a special guest, Sean and Direct, when it pertains to Rec Focus and their dynamic services. They do cinemas, they do videography, they do photography, they do all this stuff. They use drones, they do all this stuff. So if y'all want to create a movie or something, contact them. If y'all need to get the drones to do some stuff, contact them. On a couple of my properties, they took pictures and stuff. If you all seen the pictures where I had to like over top with the drone, yeah, they took those. So check them out. And then I finished it all by talking about the lack of commitment and the unrealistic expectations. Look, some people in this world are delusional, okay? You know what I'm saying? Please, please, please don't be delusional with the unrealistic expectations. And also just know that your lack of commitment to your body, your lack of commitment to your partner, and your lack of commitment to your business is going to determine the results of your reality. Your reality. You understand? So I just wanted to point that out. So I appreciate you all checking me out each and every Friday. Next Friday, I will be a little earlier. I will be checking on at 11 o'clock because I have a dentist appointment and I forgot to reschedule it. So I will be on at 11 a.m. next Friday. Please check me out each and every Friday. I appreciate you all. Also, please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and all of my social media platforms, which is at the bottom. Please click on it. Follow me. I'll follow you back. And I thank you all for checking me out. As always, have a great weekend.